say that writing good television is incredibly exhausting and hard and time-consuming and disappointing, but it's something that we love, and I think I speak for we genuinely love this show, and so it's and our passion and love and enthusiasm for the show. It's very difficult because sometimes you feel as if you're slightly in a vacuum. And so coming to events like this and realising that the audience feel just as enthusiastic and passionate about it as we do is wonderful. And it's wonderful to kind of get all of that energy that we put out, to suddenly get that back is fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's why we come to events like this, because it's just lovely to get to feel that enthusiasm, and it just reminds us as why we're doing it.
Thank you.
This question is for anyone that can answer it out there. I was wondering if the doctor can or will regenerate into a woman.
That's awesome. I'm going to throw that to the boss. Boss? We don't know who the boss is. Shit, make a decision.
It's you.
Suddenly everyone runs from responsibility.
I think that's possible, but I think it's always led by the actor or actress that is right at the time. And I think every time the Doctor regenerates, of course, having a woman will always cross whoever's making the show their minds. But it's got to be based on the right actor.
I also think that a lot of what River does. I mean, could there ever be a female time traveller to match her in terms of kind of kick-ass, alien fighting brilliance? And a little bit of me thinks that maybe she's stolen the thunder of a female Doctor.
Perhaps, yeah.
It's good thunder.
Good thunder.
Hi.
Hi.
First of all, I love all of you. You're amazing. My question is for Matt. I've seen you at a couple of panels this weekend, and I was wondering, after watching you being interviewed, I was wondering how much of yourself you put in the character of the Doctor, and how much of the Doctor maybe kind of rubs off on you.
Good question. Well, God,
I think we should answer that, actually. I think we're much better placed to answer that one. I mean, Matt is the Doctor. What you see on screen is pretty bloody close to how he is on real life, apart from he's maybe a bit less competent in real life. Even clumsier. But
I'm not as cool as the Doctor. I'm nowhere near.
Stephen, one of Stephen's favourite things to say, kind of after his kind of fourth glass of wine of the night, is he just is the Doctor. He just is.
Yeah.
The way that Stephen has, the way the character has evolved over the last two series, Stephen writes for Matt. Stephen visualises Matt and can imagine Matt saying it, and he knows what Matt will make funny. So the two kind of come together very organically.
Yeah. It's just I wish I was as cool as him. He's
never gonna happen, man.
Never gonna happen. It's just kind of it's like Amy Pond's way cooler than Karen. It's true. It's true.
No, it's definitely true. Yeah.
And it's what's wonderful is kind of getting to spend time, because as an actor, that's what you do. You spend time with a character in quite a sort of interesting way, and to do it with a man like him, he's such a benchmark for everything, for how to live your life. He's such a maverick, and he always makes choices independently for himself. And it's.
I think Matt's a modest guy, but he's the first Doctor to be nominated for a BAFTA for the role. Goes to kind of testimony to what a brilliant job he did of coming in and redefining a role which had been so brilliantly defined by his predecessor. And it was such a huge burden for him and for all of us, when he came into the role in the 11th hour. But I'll never forget the night after that episode, the morning after that episode had transmitted and reading in the papers how well received he'd been, and just feeling so proud of him. He's a brilliant, brilliant guy, and we're all so lucky to work with him.
Can you talk a little bit about what the selection and audition process was like? What was it like? Now you evolved into it, and Stephen's work has evolved writing for you with the other writers as well. But how did you, when you first got there, what was it like?
Well, it's kind of, everything's top secret, so you get the script 2 days before. Well, no, a day before actually. So you only get a day to sort of look at it and learn it, and you go in and you do your thing. And weirdly, when David was leaving, my mum texted me saying, "You should be the next Doctor," and I was like, "Oh, all right, Mum."
My mom sent me that text too.
And then you go in and you do your thing, and you kind of think nothing of it, and then there's another one, and you go back and there's a couple more people there, and then I'll never forget when I got the call, and you know, they said they'd like to offer you the part, and I was in Aldgate. I'd just come out of an audition. And I was on a cobbled street, and it's a real game changer. It's a real life-changing thing to sort of take on, because it's Doctor Who, you know, yeah, it was remarkable.
It was the easiest casting decision that any of us had ever been involved in, because it was just so bloody obvious from the moment that he walked into the room. It wasn't, you know, quite often when you're casting a big, important part, it can become very heated, and everyone can have their own agendas and their own kind of opinions, and you know, some people are like one actor, some people are like another, but it was just really simple. It was, so I remember Saturday afternoon, I think the day after we'd met Matt for the second time, and Stephen just sent me an email that just said, "It's him, let's face it, it's always been him."
The same is true of Karen.
Yeah.
We watched these auditions on a tape, and then, you know, a number of really amazing actresses came in. I'm quite smug about this, because early in the day, Piers came up to me and went, "Oh God, we've seen all these brilliant people, but I just don't think we found her. You know, what are we going to do?" And I said, "Don't worry. Her name's Karen Gillan. She's coming in at the end of the day. I'm absolutely convinced it's her." And she walked in this red coat. She looked amazing, and she was so funny, and she was so good at it. And she walked out the room, and Steve Moffat just jumped up in the air and went, "You found her." And it was a really special moment for all of us.
Oh.
Yay.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Hi, my question's for Matt and Karen. I really look up to you guys as actors, and I was wondering if you had any acting advice for someone who's just starting theater school like myself.
Oh. Attend. That's always good. And then, I guess, do your training, soak up everything you can, and then
read as many plays as you can.
Yeah,
Read.
see as much as you can.
See as much theatre as you can, and I think, you know, I think so much of acting is linked to courage, and about how you summon your courage, and yeah, you know, that's a really interesting thing. Be brave. Bravery is a word. Make brave choices creatively. I mean, everyone has their own path, don't they? So
yeah.
I guess you've got to find that. But yeah, you'll figure it out for sure. It's a good luck. Good luck with it.
Hello, my name is Melody Williams, and
Yeah, cool.
thank you very much for that. My question is about the science behind the show for the director and the writer. Do you do much research? If so, who do you consult?
Yes.
Did you check out Sexy Vampire
Yes.
films?
Yeah, that's the kind of level of research. A childhood spent watching Hammer horror films, as opposed to looking. If I understood science, again, I doubt if I'd have become a writer. I mean, in a way, Stephen came up with a spacey, wacy, timey-wimey. That is a kind of great cover-all thing, because I certainly don't know what I'm talking about in science-wise. But no, the research is different things. I mean, for the God Complex, I did a lot of research into Greek mythology for reasons that will become apparent when you see it. And so it tends to be that kind of thing as opposed to the science stuff. The science stuff you kind of tend to explain by a weird, made-up thing. But otherwise, yeah, you research the kind of tone, in a way, of the show more than the actual science specifics, I think.
Hi. Karen, thank you for the burrito last night.
Oh, did you enjoy it?
It was fantastic.
Oh, good.
They handed out.
And my question is,
I'll just explain though that they handed out burritos after the Nerdist podcast to people who were there, and Hardwick said to make sure to say thanks to you guys. He said he forgot to. So.
Oh yeah, Chris Hardwick, what a cool guy he is,
Yeah.
right? Love
Matt, when you read the bit about the fez, did that just seem like a funny line at the time, or did you have any idea that it would be this huge thing sweeping Who fandom?
Fezzes are sweeping fandom.
I think so. You look around.
That's so
Oh,
funny.
fandom.
No, that's kind of one of those things that you have no idea about. I mean, all sort of testament to Stephen Moffat really for having the ingenuity to be very clever, and it's actually him that makes Fezzes cool. But what's groovy about all that is that's just me bleating on to him about wanting to wear a hat. So he gave me the most stupid hat. And he reinvented it.
Isn't it? It's only on screen for a really short period of time.
Yeah, because River blows it up.
Yeah, so it's really caught on, you know.
Oh, that annoyed me. I was like, whoa, Fez! And then River blows it up. And
Yeah.
damn him. But now it's all about the Stetson. You wait, the Stetson.